I'm Jennifer Decker, the artistic director and founder of Mildred's Umbrella Theater Company. I was asked to talk about my opinion on the best practices for auditioning in the theater. I've been watching and casting auditions for about 20 years now, so I've seen a lot of good ones as well as bad ones. So I've come up with my top 5 don'ts and do's for auditioning. So first of all, let's get the don'ts over with. Number 1, if you are asked to do a monologue, find a monologue. Don't only do like one person's lines in a scene or the text of a commercial or some other thing that isn't a monologue. I know that might sound obvious to a lot of people, but I've seen people in general auditions doing a scene with an invisible partner. Sometimes they even seem to be imagining that partner's lines and reacting to the character, which is both fascinating and perplexing, but it makes you look like you don't understand how to audition. I've also seen someone do an aspirin commercial. I mean, technically that is a monologue, but it doesn't really show us anything about the person's acting. So Google it if you're not sure what a monologue is. That's something you need to know, is what is a monologue. So make sure you know what you're doing. Number 2, don't spend a lot of time preparing when you walk in the room. Don't bring props and like ask for furniture or whatever. Just be ready to go when you walk in. If there's a chair, sometimes there's a chair. They've put it there for the auditioners to use. But if not, just do it with just you. Don't make us watch you stumble around getting the space perfect or bring props with you or waste what time doing anything like that. Number 3, if you are not a singer, don't spend time in your audition singing unless it is required for that audition. If you're not sure whether you're a singer or not, ask someone who will tell you the truth. If you can't sing, you want to use that full audition time to show us your acting. Number 4, don't hassle the auditioners about reading for characters that you're not right for. Not to say that they won't ever think outside the box. Sometimes someone will surprise us. You can make the request and state your case for it, but if they say no, don't badger or hassle them. An example, we called in an actor for a specific role. We were strongly considering him for it. When he got there, he also wanted to read for a different role. He was about 10 years too old for it, and the director already had his mind set in a different direction, and we told him that. But he waited around, badgered the stage manager constantly about when he could fit himself back in to read it. And in the end, the director skipped his own bathroom break to give the guy a chance to read, but he was never getting that role. And because he was so annoying about it, he wasn't cast at all or ever invited back to something that director was working on. So what I'm saying is, it's okay to ask, but when you harass and annoy already tired people who have been watching auditions all day and probably had Cheetos for lunch and really need the bathroom, they're not going to want to work with you at all. Number 5, don't no-show. Call or email to cancel if you're not coming. It might be that there's only a limited group of people who have been invited or given appointments, so let us find someone that wants the appointment. You might think it's okay to blow off a company if you don't care about working for that company, but you never know who knows who or where someone's going to work later. Everyone knows everyone, and it's better to keep your reputation clean as a reliable person. So, some do's. Number 1, do choose a monologue that helps you show your strengths. If you get to pick 2 monologues, choose 2 that contrast to show your range. You can choose a dream role, but my advice is to make sure that it fits your type and age. Not only does that show us that you realistically know who you are, but it helps us to imagine you in a role that you can really shine in. Number 2, dress comfortably and neatly. Don't worry about being formal. Just look like the best version of yourself. We want to see what you actually look like, not how well you can become whatever character you decided we wanted to see. So every time I see someone come in like in really tight clothes or super high heels that they're obviously not used to, I spend the whole time worrying that they're going to trip and fall on their face on the way out. Just clean, nice, neat, comfortable. Number 3, relax and be yourself. We're just people. You're a person. Don't be a stiff, overly formal robot about it. Just come in, smile, and introduce yourself, and then start. Number 4, if you mess up, move past it. Most of the time, nobody will notice, and if we do, we're going to notice the grace that you had in moving on. If it's a huge mistake that's going to really throw you off and you want to start over, just stop, take a second to focus, and start over calmly and gracefully. Everyone messes up now and then, and it's how you handle yourself through the mistake that matters and actually shows us how you work under pressure. Number 5, be on time and be polite to the people running the audition. If you act like a diva to that person that hands out the slides, I promise you other people are going to hear about it. I always hear about it. Usually that person is another valued member of my company who's, going to tell me what you were like to deal with. And sometimes it's even me. I've had actors act like a rude jerk to me, not knowing who I was when I was out there handing out slides to them. And then they would suck up to the person that I'd hired as my director for the show. Imagine their surprise when they were introduced to me as the artistic director. Not good. You just be nice to everybody involved and you'll be fine. So that is my 2 cents about auditioning. I hope it's helpful, and good luck to all of you out there. Bye.